All right. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 142 of the podcast coming to you live Wednesday, November 30th. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Not just Dynamite, but another episode of the Degenerate Podcast coming to you live from my fucking basement. We got a great episode this week. Number 142, Bears Packers. Always a great week when the greatest rivalry in the history of sports renews. This one's going to be at Soldier Field, I believe, too. So we might get a healthy Justin Fields. Jack Sanborn's going to fuck Aaron Rodgers in his ass. Aaron Rodgers said he wants to play, too. So let a little fucking spark under the boy's ass. Obviously, we're going to do the rest of the week around the NFL, some fantasy, some gambling. No really baseball, hockey, basketball this episode, but we're going to wrap some things up with wrestling as we like to do around here. So again, welcome back in. Make sure to like and subscribe, share the podcast around. Let me introduce fucking words are hard, Troy. I know words are hard, and so is catching the ball for Allen. But let me introduce to you my fucking stupendous co-host, live from fucking over by Gene and Jude's. I got a taste for Gene and Jude's, dude. I fucking really want one right now. But anyway, Nicholas Johnston, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing pretty good, pretty good. Got my came home to a nice little shipment of AEW hobby cards, so that's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, they got CM Punk on the front for those who might not be a fan of his anymore. We'll get to that a little bit later, of course, but that'll be fun. If you hear me cracking open some packs in the middle of this episode, it's just because I can't wait. I simply cannot wait.
Yeah.
So when you got that itch to just open packs and stuff like that, you just can't scratch until it's all gone. So that's personally my favorite. Honestly, good day. We'll be looking forward to talking some shit on the Packers. That's always a fun thing. You know, we got Dynamite coming up on the viewership. We'll be watching that, all that fun stuff. But yeah, of course, we got rest of the week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to everything. Can't wait. Yeah, did you have anything to start us off with, or did you want to just get right into this bad boy? We got almost one of the better times of the year, like we said, even when it's not just
Yeah,
Bears Packers.
I guess before Bears Packers, just want to say rest in peace real quick to all the families of the Iranian soccer players.
Oh
They're
yeah.
done. They're probably, like we said last episode, they're locked up in a fucking trunk right now. They're in a cave getting their fucking balls zapped. So our thoughts are with them. Fuck them. They're all the fucking enemy, even not the children. They didn't do nothing yet.
Not yet. No. Oh yeah, that's yeah. I guess for a lot of people that was some good soccer. I don't really care for it. Otherwise, for as long as they keep advancing, it means that PointsBet will keep giving us free bets. So, fine by me.
Yeah,
PointsBet,
love it.
go to
I
the
almost hit
fantasy.
on it too, man. I put together a little three-legger fucking
Yeah.
parlay for the Iranian game, and two out of the three legs hit, and the third one I had a goal scorer. I forgot what his name was. Alex something, Alexis something. He fucking missed one from about
Damn.
15 feet out, like in the second half of the
Oh,
game.
I
So
mean,
I was pretty upset
you
about
missed a
that,
layup.
but
A USA to win
I
plus
did.
100. That was the easiest one. That's what I took.
Yeah.
So, yeah, money back in my pocket. I swung it around, bet it on basketball, made it a little bit more. So that's been fun. It's been fine and dandy. But
Boom.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
I'll go
like
ahead.
Nick said, fucking PointsBet. I know they're our fucking sponsor. We like to plug them as much as we can, but even if they weren't our sponsor, they're a fucking great app. They're just giving away money.
Yeah,
Like legit, you
obviously,
get
yeah,
the
honestly,
notifications for a Thursday night game, for Sunday night, pretty much every primetime football
yeah.
game.
It's been a
You get
Thursday
like a
night
free
game.
$2 bet.
You get a
Exactly.
Thursday night parlay. You get a free live bet Sunday morning for any game, and then you get Monday night parlay as well. So free bets, free money, doesn't matter whatever, however much it is. If you win it, fucking turn it into more money. That's always the game plan. It's
Yeah,
always nice.
my fucking uncle Paulie, he's not really my uncle, but we just call him my uncle. He always used to tell me the best money is free money. So
Absolutely.
uh fucking sign up at PointsBet using promo code SYS9 and get yourself some fucking free bets and yeah, fucking Like you said, all the primetime football games, hit one of those big same game parlays, make that $2 into fucking 2 grand, and bada bing, you're right back on track. You're even
Yeah.
for the year.
Yeah, I don't have any picks so far in that Thursday night game, but I'm probably leaning towards the over. It's sitting at 43.5 or something like that. Probably probably be creating some sort of parlay based around that. But yeah, either way, I'm sure we'll probably get to that game and along with a couple others after little Bears Packers talk. Do you want to kick this one off? Do you want to get us going? I mean, we
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
pump this
Let's
shit.
hop right into it. It's
Oh
fucking
yeah.
Bears Packers. It's gonna be December. It's gonna be chilly down on the lakefront. Both teams, I mean, we pretty much expected the Bears to be where they're at, sitting at 3-9. But the Packers on the other side, they're 4-8. A lot of people, even with the departure of Davante Adams, still expected them to have a decent year. Maybe not, 13-3 like they were last year, but at least, to be contending for this division and top team in the NFC, and it's just been the complete opposite for them. So, we usually say records go out the door for games like this, and I guess sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not, but this one's really it. Like the records don't matter in this one. I guess the Packers are still technically in the hunt. I feel like they'd have to win out just to make a fucking wild card spot, which I don't see happening. So this game's gonna be a fucking pride match. This one's gonna be gritty. These guys are gonna go out there and lay it all out on the line. They got nothing to lose, both sidelines. It sounds like Justin Fields might play. He's been getting better day to day. He still is with that left shoulder injury. And then on the other side, I know Aaron Rodgers been dealing with that thumb injury, and then he had that rib slash punctured lung injury, whatever the fuck it was. But he came out and said he wants to play. I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. He says, I love playing against Chicago. I love playing in Chicago. It's always a great time, and I guess it is for him. Not so much Bears fans as of recently, but I feel like this Sunday could be the starting of the passing of the torch from fucking Rodgers to Fields as the new face of like the NFC North, because we know the Packers going forward, they're not looking good financially at all. They got a lot of guys tied up in big contracts, and a lot of guys are going to have to, Elgin Jenkins, Rashawn Gary, what's the fucking linebacker? I forgot what his fucking stupid name is. The middle linebacker they got over there. He's going to need to get paid after this season. And all their money's tied up in fucking David Bakhtiari, who don't play, and Aaron Rodgers getting 30 fucking 40 schmil a year, fucking bum. So I feel like, the Bears are on the up and up, even though the record doesn't show that. And the Packers are sort of trending down right now. And this might be that game. I feel like, we say it every week, but this is definitely a winnable game, just the way the Packers have looked good the last couple weeks. They were in a close one with the Eagles last week, but all year that offense has been up and down, and very inconsistent. And it sounds like they found something. Their new go-to guy in Christian Watkins, whatever his fucking name is. He
No, it's
actually, fun
Watson. You were
fact,
right.
Watson. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I have
It's
Sammy
fun fact. He
Watkins,
actually,
who is
Sammy.
completely,
Fuck, he's a
yeah, he's
fucking
a bum.
douchebag too. So is that pillhead fucking Jordy Nelson. But whatever. What was I gonna
Jordy
say?
Nelson getting collateral for no
Yeah,
reason. Poor
fuck
guy.
Jordy Nelson. No, I always like Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
We what was I gonna say? I totally
I'm
fucking
sorry.
forgot now. Oh yeah, it's fun fact. Christian Watson actually has more touchdowns this season in the last 4 games than Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, and Davante Adams each do on the season. So little fun fact there. Rodgers always seems to find that go-to guy, whether it was Donald Driver, whether it was Greg Jennings for a couple of years there, whether it was Jordy Nelson, Davante Adams. It looked like it was going to be, going into the season, a lot of people expected Alan Lazard. He really hasn't taken that step into being that number one target. It's Watson now. So he's going to be their go to guy in the pass game. Going to have to try and, as atrocious as our fucking defense is, try and slow those two down. And then Aaron Jones, they like getting him involved in the run and the pass game. He's a very good two-way running back. So trying to limit those guys. That's all our defense can really hope to do. It's going to come down to Justin Fields. If this guy can come out and he's healthy and he plays, and Uses those legs to extend some plays, find some guys open. It's gonna suck not having Mooney out there. But maybe get Velus Jones in. This Claypool guy we trade for him. He hasn't really done much. Maybe this will be his fucking coming out game. And Cole Kmet, he's been quiet the last 2 weeks, but before that, had that little fucking spurt, 3 games there with I think 5 touchdowns. So um yeah, we're just gonna have to try and slow down this offense because I mean they've been inconsistent all year, but against this Bears defense, I think they're gonna be able to put up some points. And it's just gonna be put on the literally, it's gonna be put on the fucking shoulders of Justin Fields. So if Fields plays, like I said, he just needs to use his feet, extend, make plays, extend plays for our receivers downfield, and I think that's the best hope we got in beating this team.
What was that again? That fun fact about Watson? You said what about his touchdowns?
I think doesn't he have more touchdowns than I think it was Justin? It was definitely Justin Jefferson.
I don't know about that. I did you
No.
say Devonte Adams and Diggs because they both had Adams has 10, Diggs had 8. Watson only has 6 on the year, so I don't know
Okay,
what.
maybe it was in like the last 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something
Yeah,
like that.
probably
Yeah.
just that. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure with him getting 3 and then 2 and then 1. I'm sure he's probably going to be up there. But yeah, he got like all of his touchdowns in these last 3 or so weeks. I'm
Okay,
pretty
so then
sure.
I think that was a stat. In the last
Yeah,
month, he has more touchdowns than them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Again, if you look at his last 3 weeks, that's probably 85% of his total fantasy points, just right there, because he was concussed in the first game. Only really doing that. I think he only had a couple more catches in a couple other games, but yeah, he was very bad up until a couple of games ago. So I don't know where you saw that. Just yeah, going back to this game in general, it's gonna just come down to Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon again. Looking at the practice report because I'm just looking at fantasy stuff all day. They both of them had limited practice. One's dealing with a glute and the shin. Aaron Jones and what's his nuts? AJ Dillon is dealing with same thing, quadricep injury. So they're a little banged up. That's I mean going to be good on our end. I'm sure they're just going to hammer the ball down with them the entire time like they did last time. Uh, whether it is Aaron Rodgers or Love going, it might not really even matter in particular, just because the Bears defense is just that bad as of right now. I would love to say that it's going to stay competitive, but just going to come down to that. But I mean, I'm sure the Bears can stay in there. I'm sure they can stay competitive. It's going to be a little harder without Darnell Mooney. Someone's going to need to step up and be that slot type guy. Maybe Byron Pringle. He come off the touchdown in the last game. Maybe gets a little bit gets that confidence boost. Maybe get some more snaps in that role or something like that. Going to need the definite uptick for Claypool. This is going to be his big time to show up. And that catch last week on Sauce Gardner was maybe like, okay, all right, maybe he's here. He didn't, again, not that crazy of a day fantasy wise, just or stats wise in general, just wasn't really there. Bears offense in general wasn't really there last week, so can't really put too much blame on him in that regard. So just gonna need more guys to step up. Definitely be a statement game whether or not this teams are 4-8 and 3-9. So it doesn't really matter, like you said earlier. Throw the records out for all the wrong reasons, I guess. It doesn't matter. There's gonna be a sloppy game on both regards. We're gonna see how the weather-wise if it is just gonna be like that, but I don't know. Uh, yeah, I think this what happened last time when we went over Bears Packers was we completely overlooked AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, and they tore us apart. We focused too much on these soon to be wide receivers. We were like, oh, Sammy Watkins can't kill us. He ended up having like 8 receptions. Like, oh, Randall Cobb can't do that. I mean, as of right now, he's not there. So Watson's going to be the receiver to be aware of. I'm sure maybe Robert Tunyon gets involved or something like that, but uh, I think that's about it. Basically, just getting on to reports of like practices and whatnot. Aaron Rodgers didn't practice today, but today being Wednesday, but he doesn't usually practice on Wednesdays. From they whatever they did actually end up disclosing that on the Sunday night game. So whatever, we'll see what happens. Like I said, Jordan Love didn't look like he was shitting his britches out there, throwing to them against the Eagles defense. So maybe he picks us apart. I hope not. I really hope not. It's going to be a lot of people just stepping up. That's going to be the tale here. Is who's just gonna not want to get embarrassed on your fucking in your stadium against the Packers, who everyone on that, like I just went through, seems to be hurt in some sort of regard. They're very late in the season. Both these teams are going to get buys next week. So this is just here you go. Step up, punch them in the mouth, show them who you are for the next time being, because as of right now, for both teams, yeah, I guess the Packers are in the hunt or whatnot. It's over. The season's done and over with. I'm sure they got a couple more games where I think they play the Vikings again. That's not going to be a win for them at any point. Though the Vikings are very hungry. They're looking to close out on their season. I think this week they can actually clinch a playoff spot. They're going to be looking to get that number one seed, whether we think that they're a real team or not. They're going to be going for it. So, like I said, for both of these teams, nothing looking too crazy. This is just gonna be a statement for the future. So there you go. Anything else on that?
No, I think we pretty much fucking hit it on the head. Uh, just go out there and it's gonna be a fucking it. It could be an ugly one. It
Oh
really
yeah,
could be
it'll
a
look
fucking
good if
ugly
Fields
one.
is out
And
there, and just throw away this entire
yeah,
conversation if Simeon's back out there, because it'll be another maybe 7-point performance. 3 points is like, I feel like we can maybe get a field goal, but that's about it if we got Simeon out there. That's the ball does not move. Monty had a nice little day, so maybe just get an uptick in him. I don't know. Ebner wasn't there. Maybe was he hurt? We
I
saw
think it
this.
was
I mean,
Darrington Evans was
yeah, we
playing
saw
the
this.
majority of the second string snaps. Yeah.
I wasn't really sure who was out there. I thought they were mispronouncing Ebner. I'm like, Evans. That's not how you say that. But I'm like, oh, it's a completely different guy. So, uh, maybe look at that. I don't know. Like I said, just go out there, fucking punch them in the mouth. They're still the Packers, and so I feel like they're still going to be. Yeah, if they have any sort of hope, they're gonna want to be out there. And it just
Yeah.
sounds good that both of these hurt quarterbacks, both on the Fields and Rodgers, both want to go out there and play. So they're both motivated to play in some sort of way. Maybe this game will still be good. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I don't know what the totals are or what the spread is, but I'll still maybe take the Bears just for the sake of having some fight, having some hope. I think we got more of us. If we get the win out of it, we'll fuck up their season entirely. That would probably put it all to bed. So
Yeah.
that'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Over under is set at 43.5, and the Packers are 4.5 point favorites.
I'll take the over for sure. I'll take the over for sure. I'll take the
Yeah.
Bears, and then if I'm putting together a little parlay, maybe sprinkle in either Monty's attempts or Monty's rushing yards in general. See how that goes. Uh I don't know. I don't have no idea. Do you have anything else really? Just anything? Any little comments on this game? Other
No,
than just
I
fuck the
feel like,
Packers,
yeah,
fuck
other
Aaron
than, yeah,
Rodgers.
fuck the Packers. And just I'm glad that Rodgers does want to play, because I wouldn't want to beat a team that doesn't have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Like, we
Yeah.
go out there, we beat Jordan Love. Okay, it doesn't have the same impact as beating Aaron Rodgers. So I hope he does play. I hope he does get healthy,
It still could,
just so we
considering
can
if
beat him.
he's the future in some sort of sense, that puts us in the right that gets us in the right mode, the right step forward. He doesn't have the leg up on the Bears just yet, or have any sort of sense. So that'd be nice to even still get the win, even if Love is out there. But yeah, I know, just putting Rodgers to bed would be that would be the icing on the cake, even with this little bad season that the Bears have been having so far. Again, I'm just I mean, yeah, just the hopeful guy, the optimist, wants Fields out there, wants him slinging it, wants him throwing, wants him running all the way just down the Packers' throat in all sort of sense. But I kind of just want him healthy. I know I've
Yeah.
heard just
Yeah.
the way that this shoulder injury might be, and even it being the non-throwing shoulder, his non-dominant arm, it still can be a bitch. Just moving it around, probably putting a shirt on, probably hurts. Like, it just doesn't sound good. I've never really experienced any crazy amount of like shoulder pain to have like anything like that, fortunately enough. So just I can't
You know
relate,
what's
but
really
I'm
good for
here. It's
shoulder
okay.
pain?
Uh oh. What?
You lick my butthole.
Uh-oh.
Who do we got we
I think
got our
it's
buddy
G.
Gianni with that.
Yep.
Yeah, the other day. He
Poor
had no
kid.
idea what we were talking about. His kid's like 14. He's like, what's good for shoulder pain? He fucking fell right into our trap.
I mean, it's a shame you missed out on that prime golden age of movies when, like, yeah, if you were 14, you got Step Brothers, Superbad, and whatever else, and yeah, now it's just like the crappy movies that come out on Netflix. Uh, ugh.
When's the last
Good on
time there'd
him.
been like a funny fucking comedy that came out? Like I honestly can't
When was
remember.
the last one that came
Like a
out?
good
Jeez.
memorable comedy movie came out.
Oh
Like
boy.
This Is the End, maybe?
I was leaning
And that
towards
was
that.
years ago.
That
That
was
was
like
years ago.
2015,
Yeah.
2016 ish, something like that.
Yeah.
That even
You can't
probably
even make
or even
jokes
probably earlier.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can't even
shame.
fucking make jokes nowadays. Everybody's gonna fucking cry about something.
Oh my god. I
What
don't know
was
if
it?
you.
We were at,
Oh
was
god.
it you and I we were talking about Pineapple Express the other day?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah, that movie just got put on Netflix. I gotta watch that.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
my favorite movie of all time.
Classic.
Comedy, yeah.
I can throw that on. I'll pay attention to it. I can just probably go through, just recite any line at any particular
Yeah.
time. That's the
Oh
type of
yeah.
movie it is. Uh, again, if you just like pick it up on TV, like that's just it doesn't matter where you are. You can. I'll be able to sit down and watch it from
Yeah, see,
wherever.
I'm not a big fan of watching comedies like that on TV
Oh,
just because
neither
there's
am
so
I.
much
But if I'm just
censoring and
passing
shit
through,
like
I'm just
that.
gonna
Yeah.
I'll just click
Yeah,
it
yeah.
on.
I'll put it
Yeah.
on in the background if it's on TV. Like, what's the movie? It's Christmas time. It's always on this time of the year. Christmas Vacation with
Yeah.
fucking Chevy
Yeah.
Chase, whatever his
Yeah.
name is. It's always on TV, but I can't watch it on TV because some of the funniest lines in the movie they completely take out. Like
Yep.
when the fucking hillbilly, a shitter's full. He doesn't even say shitter. Like I don't
Yep.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch. I gotta
That's
catch it
what I'll
on
be.
Netflix or
I'm
HBO.
always conspiracy. I'm not very conspiracy theory or whatever, but I'm always oh, I feel like people are like, oh, you still get like DVDs of stuff. I'm like, yeah, because you can't ever edit a DVD.
Yeah,
Once I
yeah.
have it in my hands, it's mine forever. That's just I don't know if I don't know, some people don't know probably like they've edited uh episodes of The Office. They've cut scenes out of that before, so some people don't even know that there's like end credit scenes to certain episodes that like they just don't watch because it's labeled offensive now and shit like that. So just I don't know if you had the box set and you had the DVD, you can still get a couple more yucks out of it and make it worth your
Hmm.
while. So I don't know. Sometimes that appeals to some, and sometimes she's like, I don't like taking discs out of my player. And it's okay, okay, man. All right, take because you're too busy slopping down like ice cream and slumping that in your face. You can't get up and get off your rascal to go change the disc. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. We got maybe some week 13 games we're looking forward to. Are you looking forward to anything crazy that jumps out at you like, wow, I gotta watch that?
No. Yeah, there are a couple games this week. I will admit there are going to be some good games, but the rest of them, let's be honest, it's going to be this is
And
middle
I
to
mean,
end of
we
the
said this
season.
last week, and then we ended up talking
Yeah,
about 9 games done on last week's
yeah, we
episode.
got
So
Lions, Jags.
I like
We
that.
got
Oh,
the
you don't like
Vikings.
that? I like that game. That's gonna be
Yeah,
exciting.
I'll be rooting for the Lions in that
Yeah.
one though for sure. Even the Jacksonville, 1 point favorites on the road. I think the game that I'm most likely looking forward to going to Sunday 3 o'clock game, Dolphins Niners. Dolphins Niners. I honestly, if the 49ers can get healthy and stay healthy, throughout the playoffs, this could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup in my mind, just the way the offense for the Dolphins has looked all season, really. Tua has just been proving a lot of people wrong. In every single game that Tua Tagovailoa has started and finished, the Dolphins are perfect. So
Hmm.
the rest of the games, a couple injuries. He was joining the gang the one game. They lost those ones obviously, but 8-3 on the year. This offense looks amazing. Waddle and Tyreek Hill are just they're both having amazing seasons. I remember going back to the beginning of the year and talking which one's going to benefit, which one's going to, maybe take a step back because the other one being there. Everyone was absolutely wrong. Both of these dudes, I think both of them are top five in
Both of
receiving
them have
yards in the
taken giant
NFL
steps
right
forward.
now.
Like
Yeah,
that was
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And who thought like Tyreek Hill is going to take. We've seen what he did the last couple of years with the Chiefs. We didn't know there was a next step forward, and
Yeah,
apparently
no.
there was.
I
So,
mean, to be fair,
um,
there was a lot of people for sure that were like, "Oh, he'll probably still just be fine." No one thought he was probably going to be like this,
yeah,
and there was still a
yeah,
lot of people that like, "Oh, there's going to be a little bit of struggle. He's going to a new place. He's going to new thing." No one thought that he was going to be leading the league, leading into everything, every category. I'm sure not, maybe not touchdowns. I know, but
yeah. I think he only has like
yardage.
4 touchdowns on the year,
Yeah,
but
but
I mean
he's
he
like
has like
light years
80.
ahead of everyone
Yeah,
in yardage, so it's not even fair. I mean, yeah, this game's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a big test for the San Francisco defense, who has been shutting out teams in the second half. I believe last 4 or 5 games, there's no one scored
yeah,
last week.
yeah.
Yeah, last week going up against New Orleans, completely shut them out. It, yeah, this is gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a fun one. I think that maybe Miami does end up scoring in the second half. I think they'll end up breaking that trend for that streak for the 49ers. If I could bet on that, I probably would, but I don't
Yeah.
think that'd be
Looking
a
at the
good
betting
prop.
lines real quick,
Yeah,
over under 46.5. The Dolphins are actually 4-point underdogs in this one. I know they're in San Francisco. Going to be, a tough place to play, especially with that defense, but I
a
like that plus four. I really do.
Jeff Wilson Jr. revenge game.
Revenge game. Yeah.
Yeah, and possibly maybe even Raheem Mostert. I think he used to be on there as well. They're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about. I mean, obviously they talked about Eli Mitchell. He's going to be done basically for the regular season. You might see him again in the playoffs in the postseason, but other than that, I also saw that they're going to be most likely managing Christian McCaffrey on some sort of maybe some sort of snap count because he's had quote knee irritation, and I mean Shanahan's been on the boat ever since they got him that like we need to just limit McCaffrey, make sure he's healthy for when these games matter. And
Yeah.
they're getting there. They're going to be, like I said, the Vikings are in their prime position to start clinching spots now. So if they get a couple more wins, they can start needing to just set up for playoff positioning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For
definitely
sure.
going to unleash the beast. And I don't know who's going to be back there to help them out. Maybe Jordan Mason was the guy, and then there was I don't know, maybe Tevin Coleman gets the call up is what some people are reporting about too. So I don't know who's gonna. I think McCaffrey does end up getting to go. Probably doesn't get as much of volume as he usually gets. San Francisco might win just because of the defense. Just because I think the Dolphins' defense just isn't that good. They still got Kittle. They still got Debo, who's looking a little bit healthier, coming off a hamstring injury, and Ayuk is looking just looking like it just substantial enough to get stuff done. So this game's gonna be fun. This game's gonna be exciting. I'll still
Yeah.
lean
This is
towards
definitely going to be one
yeah.
of the must watch 3 o'clock games. Throw it on the
I'll
fucking,
I'll lean
throw it
towards
on one of the
San Fran
TVs.
winning the game, but probably if they got four, I'll take the
Yeah.
Dolphins to
Plus
cover
four.
four.
Yeah.
I think it might be just be like a field goal game type
Yeah,
deal.
I think whoever gets out to the hot start in this one might be the team to take it because just with the Christian McCaffrey question mark, same with Debo and George Kittle, we all love him, but he's definitely been very inconsistent this year. If the Dolphins get up to an early lead on this one, I don't see Jimmy G being able to
That makes
get into
sense.
a fucking gun or get into a high scoring game with this
But
offense.
you
He's
did
just
just
not built
see.
that
I
way.
mean, Dolphins
Yeah.
went up 30 on Houston, and they just let them slowly trickle. I know they were never really close to coming back necessarily, but 16 from Houston unanswered. I'm sure that the San Francisco 49ers can do something else
Yeah.
if the Dolphins defense lets up off the gas at all. I'm pretty sure San Fran can do something about it. So
Yeah. They just got to keep that
definitely
run
good to
game
watch.
going. That's what that 49ers team is all about, running
Yeah,
and defense. And
absolutely.
so yeah, that'll definitely be a must-watch game. And I
Uh,
think that's 3 o'clock Sunday. Yeah.
That is a 3-1. Like I said, I think we a little bit maybe shoot over to the 12 game, the Jags Lions. You were kind of talking a little shit on it. I just want to maybe just mention it's gonna be fun. Just maybe just Lions at home, high scoring. We'll see how that goes. Jags coming off a big win. I know they're really not really in any sort of hunt or contention like that, but they're just two fun little teams, two scrappy little teams throwing it together. Fuck it. I think that'll be just poised for some high scoring, maybe something like that. But one for sure, I'm going to be looking forward to, and I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not. Not I don't know. I feel like the Bengals could probably take it. Bengals, Chiefs, Bengals at home. Chiefs currently getting the 2 points on the road, but possibly getting Jamar Chase back, looking like Joe Mixon's coming back from the concussion. If it's a, it could definitely could be poised for a shootout back and forth. I know Patrick Mahomes did a phenomenal job of getting the ball to 10 different people. So it just goes to show you how good of a quarterback he is, able to still move the ball and be productive offense, getting into that many, feeding that many mouths. Uh, this could be fun. I'm like, again, I feel like I just keep throwing that word around, but AFC Championship rematch, I'm sure, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure that was the game. Uh, Oh boy. I mean, just the usual suspects, Mahomes, Kelsey, maybe throwing a little bit I don't know, Isaiah Pacheco or something like that. A little Juju Smith-Schuster if he's ready to go. And then on the flip side, just like the guys like I already said, Burrow throwing to Jamar Chase again, most likely. T. Higgins coming off two solid games. Joe Mixon coming back from the concussion. This could be high scoring, high offense, and just a good little game. And I can also be wrong. It could be like a 19-17 finish or something like that. Anything on this one?
Yeah, 52.5 over under. Um,
Oh, I like that.
If Jamar Chase plays and he's 100%, he's not on no snap count or nothing like that. I'm with you. I'm gonna take the Bengals to win this one. I just,
Ooh,
I think that team is sort of. They looked like they were coming together, and then the injury to Joe Mixon, the Chase injury before that, maybe derailed them a little bit. But without those two players, to still be at 7-4 just shows the rest of this team is just picking up the slack. Samaje Perine been playing great. T. Higgins, been playing out of his mind. Last week he had over 100 yards and a touchdown, and the defense hasn't played terrible. They've been good. So, at home, what 2 point underdogs at home. I definitely take the plus, maybe not +2. I'm not a big +2 guy. I'll take +3, plus fucking three alternate line, +3.5 for the Bengals in that one. Juice ain't there, but uh, I'll take the extra 1.5. But that is if Jamar Chase plays,
yeah.
I'll take him to win. So
Maybe another huge motivator, just considering their I'm looking at just the standings. They're tied right now with the Ravens. If they get this win, it would be a huge win against someone in the conference that they're most likely going to see. If they want to get to the Super Bowl, they might be running through Kansas City or Buffalo. So it'd be nice to get one now, and just get one now, get ahead in the division, one against the Ravens, because they're going up against the Denver Broncos, and that might just it's another low. I might take the under that when it's like 38.5, 37.5. Just the Denver Broncos do not score. Ravens have been on a little bit of a downtick. I'm not looking to talk about this one right now. Just like I said, just gonna be a good motivator for the Bengals at home, dogs at home. And like I said, the Ravens get a layup, a lollipop at home for them. So if they want to keep even keel, or maybe just if the Broncos want to upset and help them out there, that'd be good. To just not be 7-5, would be nice for the Bengals. Like I said, trying to keep up in the division, trying to make some sort of good standings for the playoffs.
yeah.
Any other games sticking out at you? I had maybe one or two more.
Yeah, I got one other one. Sunday noon game. Titans Eagles. Titans Eagles is gonna be a good one. Two teams that run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are 5 point favorites here at home. Over under 44.5. Um, it's just gonna be this will be another test. I know that Ravens defense, they've been stacking up on that defensive line. They bring in Ndamukong Suh. They bring in Robert Quinn, who hasn't done diddly poo for the Eagles since they brought him in. And then they actually brought in, oh, they just brought in Brandon Williams, I believe his name is, nose tackle, former Raven. So they're stacking up that defensive line because they've, as good as their offensive run game has been, they've given up a lot of yards on the ground defensively. So maybe bringing back Sue and Brandon Williams can somehow slow down Derrick Henry. We'll see. We'll see if they can try and figure out the run game of the Titans. If they don't, I think it could be another fucking loss for the Eagles because we keep saying, even going back to the beginning of the year, when's Derrick Henry going to take that step backwards? It just hasn't fucking happened yet, and I don't see it happening. So That's definitely been the weakness of this Eagles team is the run game, and you're going up against the fucking king this weekend. Gonna be a tough task.
Yeah,
Task.
makes a ton of sense. This could be pretty good. Could be one of those games where if you're saying 43, you said 43 and a half, maybe. I'll
It
probably
is 44 and a half. Yeah.
okay. I'm actually lean towards the under on this one. Just the Titans are pretty good at managing the game. If they want to win against just a high volume offense like the Eagles could be, they could just jump out at you, run three different guys like Miles Sanders, or actually four if you want to consider Hurts. I know they probably run like I just said, Hurts, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, and Miles Sanders all at you, and then like that, they'll play action, and then they'll just throw it to AJ Brown on a crosser like they've been doing as of late. So that's pretty good. That's pretty fun for the Eagles and but the Titans can actually keep up. Their defense has been somewhat substantial. Just low scoring games for the Titans has been the trend. So if they run any way like that, I think that it'll just be trending that way. The Eagles might still end up taking it, but if Derrick Henry shows up, it could definitely go the Titans' way. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'll switch over to one. Like I said, just could be high. A lot of fantasy implications probably here for some people. Chargers Raiders, division matchup. But the Raiders want to. It's kind of that same boat, I guess. If you want to compare them to the Packers, they definitely just going to need to win out if they want to be in maybe just to consider for a wild card spot at this rate. But yeah, Chargers Raiders. Uh, like I just said, Herbert. You probably have Keenan Allen going. I don't know about Mike Williams probably taking another breather with that ankle. Austin Eckler is usually what you're gonna go with, of course. And then yeah, on the flip side, just I don't know if you're gonna start Derek Carr necessarily, but always the usual suspects of Adams and Josh Jacobs. So that's gonna be cool. I just like that for fantasy. Really, I'm not really gonna be fully invested in whatnot in it. So just keep an eye on that game for maybe a little high scoring affair.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fucking fantasy guys there. Where the fuck is Darren Waller? Fucking
I have no
scumbag. I
idea.
drafted you in the fucking fifth round in both of my fucking leagues, and pooh, you fucked me in the ass.
But Foster
Yeah, I got
Moreau, Foster
yeah,
Moreau has been
fuck
the
him.
guy.
Fuck him too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, just looking at the rest of these little
I
ones,
feel like
Commanders,
the
Giants
one
be
last game
good. Oh,
definitely want to talk. Yeah, Commanders Giants. I
oh,
mean,
okay.
just a battle for what seems to be second place. Definitely, playoff seeding. Gonna have
Are
a
you
big thing
sure?
to do
You
in
got the
this one.
Cowboys there too. Are you're gonna give
The Cowboys are gonna butt fuck the Colts.
that's
They're gonna butt
that's what
fuck
I'm
the
saying.
Colts. Yeah, they're gonna. I'm saying.
You
Okay,
said in the
I should
division,
have said the
Commanders,
seeding.
Giants.
Seeding.
Yeah,
There, this one's gonna be a lot for playoff seeding
yeah.
because let's be honest, all four of these teams, just the way the rest of the NFC is looked, all four of these teams could potentially find their way into the playoffs. So, yeah, big game in New York. Yeah, Washington's 2.5 point favorites. Gonna have a big fucking game with the seeding implications there.
Yeah, just the Commanders have turned it on really, really well. I think they've just been on a roll. They've won what 5 straight games. It seems like they've just while it's been a little ugly, maybe just I maybe just I'm kind of just relating to last week and it was Atlanta, just maybe a little too close for my liking if you were a Washington fan, but they got it done. Falcons are a little bit of a scrappy team, but who am I to say? I mean, the Falcons beat the Bears, so that's just is what it is. Commanders are just doing everything right now. Taylor Heineke is everyone keeps wanting they keep wanting to hate on the kid, but he keeps getting it done. He's got the right amount of the swag, credibility. He keeps buying the shoes, keeps buying everybody with the shoes. He gets that bonus every single time he gets 60% of the plays, and he's going to get 100% of the offensive plays because he's the quarterback, obviously. So he's going to get that bonus. He buys the boys shoes every single time. So that's been a fun little thing for that. On the flip side, I mean, sure thing. I mean, the Giants, maybe they lost a little bit of their heat, a little bit of the thunder, couple injuries here and there, but I've heard that Daniel Bellinger, maybe their tight end, is looking like he might come back soon. So maybe this week, maybe not this week, but who knows? Again, a couple of people are getting right. Daniel Jones has done just enough right now to get them where they are. I think Saquon can maybe get him a little bit farther. I can't really make heads or tails of this game. Like, I don't know who would be good enough to do it. And then they play each other again in 2 more weeks after this. The Commanders get the Giants, a bye, and then the Giants again. So that's a weird schedule, but interesting enough. So
Yeah.
get a lot of Giants in the next 3 weeks. A lot of Giants Commanders in these next 3 weeks. So that'll be fun to watch. No, again, nothing really too crazy I would want to highlight on. Nothing to focus on. But again, just already mentioned it. A lot of playoff implications could already be in this Vikings game. I already saw a couple of scenarios. The Vikings need to win outright, obviously, to clinch a playoff spot. They need to cut maybe like it was like a Detroit Lions loss / a tie, and then Philadelphia to lose, and then somebody else to lose as well to get to clinch the division and then to clinch a spot. So I don't know, just for the Vikings fan, they're going to be very invested in this game, and actually just for the sake of the number only being 3, everyone's kind of overhyping Mike White right now. I might just take the Vikings. So I know, again, you've heard me go back and forth tennis match on whether or not the Vikings are legit for at least this week. I think they'll at least just beat they'll beat the Jets. I think they have enough.
Yeah, I can agree there.
Yeah. Don't really just sit there and justify it anymore. Monday night game looking okay, Saints Bucks, but I guess we'll just get there when we get there. Actually, the Thursday night isn't too bad either.
Saints Bucks. If you got Mike Evans, don't start him in fantasy this week. Marshawn Lattimore locks
he might
that
not
man
play
down every week.
He might not
Oh,
play.
he might not. Oh,
he might not play.
Shit.
So keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. I'm also saying that because I do have Mike Evans. I'm gonna have to play him regardless, even with Marshawn Lattimore there. So whether or not he's there, I don't know. And even flipping over to the Thursday night game doesn't seem that bad either. Bills Patriots. Like I said, I was leaning towards the over just because the Patriots are bad, but the Bills defense hasn't been that good either. So if they were able to keep up a little bit with the Vikings, I know the Vikings are in that same boat where their defense isn't that good either. Fuck it, just play the over. I'm not going to sit there and play sides. I'm sure the Bills will end up taking that one just for they need to keep winning to want that number 1 seed. And I think they're not even number 1 in the division right now because they're tied with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have the tiebreaker right now. Yeah, so they need to just keep winning, and I'm sure they're just going to be keeping that same boat, keeping that same phrase of they're motivated. I guess that's the theme this week. Who's more motivated? I guess every week that should be it, but I mean, just you got playoff spots, you get playoff seeding. A lot of important things can be decided right now with this week 13 win. So I'm sure a lot of teams are looking at all different scenarios, looking at this week like, oh fuck, let's do this. Whether or not you're in a competing scenario like the Bears and the Packers are, or whether you are like the Chiefs or the Bengals, you got a lot of decisions to do. A lot of guys that are just gotta grab themselves by the fucking nuts and say, let's punch these guys in the mouth. Let's do this. So I think it's gonna be good little week 13 ready to go for this week. I think that's a nice little way. Do you have anything else? Any other games? Do you have any picks? Really, I think we kind of went over it as we gone through. I mean,
I think I'm not going to put together no parlay this week, but my one play for the week, I'm going to take the Dolphins +4.
Okay,
that's just on the road. I think as good as San Francisco's defense has been, I think the Dolphins will still put up points and at least keep this one a close game. So I'm going to take the Dolphins +4.
Yeah. I guess, like I said, if you listen through mine, I'll recap. I think I took the over in the Bills game, Bills Patriots. I said, fuck it, we'll roll the dice and go with the Bears. Maybe just the over in that game in general. What I say. I think I was kind of also agreed with you, Dolphins +4, but I would go with San Fran to win the game. Gonna go with Bengals to win outright. And I'm like I said, I think the Vikings. I'll take the Vikings -3. Fuck it. Like I just said, they got some motivation right there to just get a win over Mike White, who could do the exact same thing he did last year, where he threw like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then he just shit the bed the very next week after. Play the Bears last week. He can show up and have a very, very bad week this week. We'll see. I'm not gonna put a bunch of money on it, but I'll do my usual. Be shooting a bunch of $3 plays everywhere, making a bunch of money. So that's fun. That's fun. If you're good on that, we're good to just about wrap it up. A little wrestling. I mean, we had no NHL, no MLB really to go through, other than just like I said, if anyone is still hating on Jose Abreu, don't just don't interpret that one comment however you will. He's like, "Oh, I was offered a contract. Let's leave it at that." And you know what? I'll leave it at that too, because I still like Jose Abreu too much to go into that and try and hate on for any reason.
Yeah.
So that's fine with
I
me.
guess one little interesting thing I just wanted to mention about hockey. Alexander Ovechkin, 101 goals away from Wayne Gretzky in all-time career goals. He'll never catch him in points. No one will.
Yeah.
I think he's only eight. Yeah, he's 8 goals behind Gordie Howe for second all-time. Alexander Ovechkin became the highest leading goal scorer in road games in the NHL. I think he has 409 road goals in his career, and I mean he doesn't even have 800 in his career, so that's more than half there. So that's pretty impressive. And he just passed Gretzky with that, who was sitting at 408. So I've always loved Alexander Ovechkin. He's 37 years old now. He came in the league at 21, and he's dominated since day one. I want to see him. I want to see him when it's all said and done. Pass Gretzky in at least the goal category. So congratulations to Ovechkin. Ovechkin becomes number one in road goals in NHL history with 409. Pretty cool
Yeah.
little stat there.
He's obviously fucking phenomenal hockey player. I still love
Yeah.
his This Is Sports Center commercial where he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what are you doing
Yeah.
in the dark, Ovi?" He's like working. Oh, you look like you're like some sort of Russian spy or something. Like and then he gets his goalie to pull him up. He's like, "That was close."
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Ovi's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I was so happy in 2018 when they won the Stanley Cup, 2019 when we finally got it after being in the league for I think it was 16, 17 years at the time, and he finally got a Stanley Cup. So he'll go down as probably the greatest goal scorer of all time. Maybe not the greatest all time scorer because that'll always be Gretzky. But yeah, always love Ovechkin playing, watching him play. And that's just congratulations to him on
Yeah.
409.
Absolutely. Congrats. If you were good on that, like I said, we can wrap it up with a little wrestling. Not really much of news or nothing like that. It's more just opinionated, more of that. Just some stuff is up in the air. Kind of made mention to it. I got CM Punk on the box. Uh I mean, I kind of get into it. I mean, where to start really with this guy with this interpretation. I mean, I guess I can start with there's been reports that he wants a buyout of his contract. That might not be what happens. A lot of people are actually indicating and kind of arguing that he should just be straight up fired for what had happened with the whole scrum thing. Uh, some are still indicating or still believing that this is some long term work, something like that. But I don't know. I still don't really think this is the case. I've been kind of I don't know, kind of been cheerleading for CM Punk for sure ever since he got here. Always want to see him. I think he's far talented than a lot of other guys, and not just the AEW locker room, just the lot of wrestling locker rooms right now. So it's just a shame that he's gone in any sort of sense. But uh, I don't know, to think that this is a work. It's kind of bad because again, we've seen this it's a reoccurring thing with him just getting in his own way. And I guess the best thing just I was sent today. I don't know if this or interview or whatever was recent or a couple days ago or maybe a couple months ago. Seems like wasn't not too long ago. Dax Harwood of FTR was asked about CM Punk, just about his opinions and stuff like that, just how he was when he first entered. And I feel like he's a very credible guy, Dax Harwood. He's not a guy
Yeah.
that's gotten in any sort of trouble with nobody. He's very upfront. He's very vocal. He's like almost like I guess probably what a lot of people would consider like a locker room leader, and like a lot of the young guys probably would go to him slash Cash Wheeler for insight, tag stuff like that. So it's when you hear a guy like that kind of vouch for him the way that he did, and he didn't go balls out. He didn't suck out CM Punk's asshole. He just said
Hmm.
that he and him and CM Punk, Dax and CM Punk share the same love, the same passion for wrestling. So that kind of put me in the same light that okay, maybe CM Punk was coming to that. He was coming to he was coming to AEW with this idea that like, okay, like yeah, my door's open. I'm gonna work with these guys. So somewhere maybe down that line, I think maybe some young guys, some of the young talent, maybe crossed, maybe misinterpreted CM Punk's passion for just like, hey, you need to do this, or hey, we don't do this here, you got to do this. So I'm sure like that you probably push some buttons there, but it was probably a healthy flow of exactly that. Some people misinterpreting it, and then just him getting in his own way, him being his own like cocky self that he can sometimes be. So like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and cheerlead in any way of that. Like it's just a shame. It's really hard to say, and I hate going back and forth like it. And just I don't know. I would love for it to be a long term storytelling thing. We just saw recently. I was at the show. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks doing CM Punk things. You saw Kenny bite Pac. You saw Kenny do the GTS on Pac. You saw Matt Jackson do the attempted well
The buckshot,
the
yeah.
buckshot. Yeah, thank you. And then he fell on his ass like CM Punk did. Just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of homages to CM Punk and their fight and everything. So that could be either them being petty, them being trying to be funny and get some weak heat. They were in Chicago, makes a ton of sense to go against the Chicago guy, or they're like I said, or their long term storytelling. I can't really make heads or tails about it. But again, to hear the reports that he wants to get a buyout, it not good, doesn't look good. He probably shouldn't. I'm kind of in that same boat of, you know what, bud, you kind of you can make things right, and that's kind of where it's leaving me off. Where I'm kind of just going to leave this off with. Where should CM Punk's legacy be? Because leaving now, if you said that's it, I'm done. That's a huge stain. It's a big setback. Even like people now are already like hating on him. I'm sure 10 years down the road, somebody picking up if they picked up a CM Punk book and saw that it let it off there, be like, wow, what a dick. But even then, like you wouldn't be able to see all the positives that are already brought. So he should, get in there, right all the wrongs, make some fun of it if he can. Whatever it is, like if he's under that impression of let's do what's right for business, then you got to swallow your pride and let's do what's right for business, even if it means working with these children, quote unquote, the Young Bucks and Omega. So that's kind of where I'm gonna leave it off with that. I mean, I'm probably going off with a bunch of tangents on this. I'm just like I said, I'm a little flustered just with the way with like I said, it's disappointing to see that your favorite wrestler, it just isn't doing isn't wrestling. It just isn't a part of it. He isn't a part of your favorite company. It just isn't as what we thought it was gonna be. So again, I wish I could probably like make some comparison to like maybe like acting or like a sports athlete or something. I don't know. You got the hot free agent, you got the hot rookie free agent. You thought he was going to do this.
Antonio
You got
Brown
yeah, I mean something like
to the
that. He
Bucks.
scored 2 touchdowns or something like that in his first game, and then he got into a fight afterward, and then you're not going to see him afterward. That's basically how it feels. So it's disappointing. Uh, and I just that would be my thing. Like my final plea is like, hey, make this right, even if it's just one little last go through. Just right the wrong, put someone over, do something just to get that bad taste out of everyone's mouth. That would just be I think that's just the thing to do. So even if it's not long term, like just going having a bunch of matches, having another year or two of CM Punk, even if it's just like a couple of vignettes and a one-off type thing, that's better than having it as it is now. So maybe your thoughts on that, your on the things in general, your thoughts on what I just said here. Go for it. Go for it.
I think, yeah, the one thing I'll say it, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't believe anything in the wrestling world until it actually happens anymore. The one thing that I sort of I did forget about CM Punk is hurt right now. He does have that tricep injury. So even if this shit never happened, he still wouldn't probably be wrestling. So that's where some fans out there are saying, "Oh, they're just doing this whole thing because they knew he was hurt. They needed an excuse for him to have more time off after the foot injury. He already had a couple months off there. Now with the tricep, bicep, whatever injury it was." Oh, they're just doing all this. I don't know. I don't believe anything anyone says because you hear contradicting reports left and right when it comes to wrestling and when it comes to any little thing about wrestling, not just something big like this. So I'm with you. I hope even if obviously this was all true, there was a fight. None of that was a work, I don't believe. But
I
yeah,
mean, no, like
do
Alex Steele is gone. That Ace
yeah,
Steel guy, he's
exactly. That
gone.
that
Like
part of it,
that's yeah,
that all happened. That all fucking, that was real. None of that was bullshit. But um I agree. If you can try and put shit aside, worse things have happened between wrestlers before, and they've been able to fucking work together in the past throughout wrestling history.
yeah. Actually,
So
there was just some fight in WWE backstage. I don't know the
exactly,
full
yeah.
extent, but I don't. Yeah, that's just what I heard. So I mean, it happens all over the place. I mean, I know that AEW's been the shit can as of late, constantly just they're under the microscope just because they're the young up and coming guys all the time. They're trying to be a revolutionary type business, so they're just going to be the ones that are up for scrutiny all the time. So it makes a ton of sense that they're just constantly being viewed. Anything that goes wrong is going extremely wrong, and anything that goes right, it's like, meh, that was supposed to happen. So it's just like,
Yeah.
what are you
We
gonna do?
we said this months ago, like when someone like Dax Harwood comes out and says something about anybody, like you believe it because he's just that true and that honest and that wholehearted of a guy to okay,
Yeah,
everyone's gonna blow something that when if me and you or you and somebody got into a fight, it doesn't matter how close you used to be, how close you might be in the future. You're gonna say bad things, and that's exactly what happened with CM Punk and the Elite. Like, you just heard all these negative things come out, and there's always two sides to each story, no matter what it is, wrestling or not wrestling. And just to hear like a third party like that, such a like you said, a locker room leader, sort of like that. Like I don't want to say father figure. That's a terrible fucking.
he's
But
like
the
a Jose
mentor, like a
Abreu type
mentor.
guy.
Yeah, he's like a mentor guy in the locker room. He's been around for a while. He's a successful wrestler. For a third party guy to say, okay, not all that's true. He's passionate. He cares. He's trying to help people out, and that can just be in other people's eyes who might be jealous, who might not like him in the first place, can be misconstrued as something else. So
Yeah,
you never really know. But when you got third party guys like Dax Harwood come out and say what he did about CM Punk, it's definitely
yeah,
reassuring.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, like I said, just very disappointing. Either way, I feel like we've talked about it extensively just because that's just how it's been as of late. But kind of flipping, flopping it back and forth. Like I said, the big negative was seeing that CM Punk's face is now off the cover of the video game. They basically switched up that it's almost that MJF and Omega are like in the middle of it. So I don't know. It's rough to see that. I mean, they haven't really changed anything else. Like when I DVR Rampage or Impact or excuse me Rampage or Dynamite, I still see his face in there. I think he's gone on all the opening clips and whatnot, but it's just how it is. Everything else future wise with Punk hasn't really been disclosed. Nothing really else has been talked about. So yeah, kind of in that boat of what I've said a little while ago, and I kind of need to stay true of just if he hasn't said it, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing has happened yet. So I don't know. Just don't
Yeah.
get wrapped up in dirt sheets. Don't get wrapped up in rumorville or your Facebook pages and all that stuff. So just going off of what I've heard off of sources like that. Just it's like I said, tough to see it like that. Don't want to see a buyout. I want to see him back in there. If not, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's a really big negative on the legacy of CM Punk. It would just be big blow. So Yeah, with that being said, I'm good to go. I'm good. I'm good. We got a little bit before Dynamite kind of kicks off, so that's gonna be good for us. Either way, I don't know. Like I said, we can wrap this baby up however we want. You guys, final words, final thoughts there, Jim.
Yeah, you better fucking watch out, Aaron Rodgers, because this week you might
Mm.
have a punctured lung. Jack Sanborn's gonna rip it out and fuck it on the field. So you better fucking come to play.
Oh my
That's all I'm
goodness.
saying.
Live on TV. It's
Re-sign Shane McClellan for one day, just so he
this
can go out there and fuck Aaron Rodgers
does
up again.
Sandburn had that same fetish as as Dahmer with shiny things get him like
I hope.
body parts or
I
get him
hope.
hard.
And just someone go
Oh
out there
god.
and just lube up Aaron Rodgers, and he'll just be like the bull from Space Jam, where
Oh my god.
he sees red and he just wants to fuck you up.
Disgusting. Either way, thank you as always for joining in, tuning in with us, whether you're watching on YouTube or just listening on Spotify, SoundCloud, or Apple Podcasts, whatever it seems to be. Thank you as always. Hit that little subscribe, follow us on whatever it seems to be you want to. But points bet's always there as well. Code SYS9. Almost botched the code there. SYS9 is the code. Go ahead and sign up with that as long as you follow all the right criteria, 21 and over, living in Illinois, Iowa, or New Jersey. Or
Yeah, you
you want to
basically get $2,000 for free.
oh
What's
yeah,
wrong with that?
get those
Come
free
on.
bets, helps us out, helps you out. It's all fun and games. Alan, take your notes. Take those goddamn notes. Troy, thank you as always. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I had a little bit of the thing, but we gotta get head on out of here. So we'll get to that next time. You got a little Kentucky check in, but either way, that's what we'll be tuning in with that. I think that's about it. So go ahead, take care. Everything else,
Hell, yo.
looking forward to Bears beating up the Packers. Look forward to like I said, anyone else getting some fantasy wins and shit like that. Get your bets in. Take care.
Yeah.